Welcome back to Bulls Without Borders Battlegrounds, where we compare Bulls legends and fan favourites across 8 different categories before crowning one overall winner. As always, these are our BWB Battle Cards, so you're not expected to agree with every score. In fact, I hope you don't. Let me know your winners in the comments, because that's what makes these debates so much fun. 7 categories, 1 battle score, 1 winner. Let's get straight into our first matchup. Battle 1. Joakim Noah versus Nikola Vucevic. At first glance, this feels like an impossible comparison. One player built his reputation on defense and emotion. The other built his on offense and consistency. Let's see how they stack up. Scoring is our first category, and this one goes quite comfortably to Nikola Vucevic. Noah could score when the moment demanded it, but offense was never the foundation of his game. Vucevic has been one of the league's most polished scoring centers for years, and that gives him our first category. Winner of scoring, Nikola Vucevic. On to rebounding then. Now this one is much tighter than people might expect. Noah was relentless on the glass, but Vuce has been one of the NBA's elite rebounders for a long time. It's close, 93-91, but Vucevic just about edges it. Playmaking, and now the momentum shifts. People sometimes forget just how unique Joakim Noah was as a passer. There were stretches where the Bulls' offense genuinely ran through him at the elbow. Vucevic is an excellent passing big man himself, but this category belongs to Noah as a point center and, close to running for MVP one year. It goes to our man, Joakim. Defense. This is the category that defines Joakim Noah. Defensive Player of the Year, defensive anchor, heart and soul of one of the NBA's best defenses. Vucevic competes, but this one isn't particularly close. Heart, hustle, muscle. Down to Noah, hands down. Clutch then, and neither player made their name with game-winning buzzer beaters, although Vuce had a few towards the end of his Bulls tenure. But Noah repeatedly delivered in the biggest moments through hustle, leadership, and sheer will alone. He gets another category. The winner is Joakim Noah. Basketball IQ, and this one was incredibly difficult. Both players are incredibly clever, high IQ players. Vuce sees the floor beautifully on offense. Noah reads everything on both ends of the floor. So in the end, because of Noah's complete understanding of the game, it just gives him the edge. IQ goes to Joakim Noah. Career achievements, and this might surprise a few people, but Vucevic's longevity, multiple all-star selections, and sustained production give him the stronger career resume on our battle cards. Despite Noah's defensive accolades and his near MVP win, the cupboard is still a bit bare. That means the final category goes to Vuce. Overall result then, after splitting the categories, the overall battle score tells us the story. Joakim Noah scores an 89 and Nikola Vucevic scores an 84. Vuce raced into an early lead through offense, but once the battle shifted towards defense, leadership, and basketball IQ, Noah took control. The defining category in this matchup was defense. The turning point was definitely when we started to look at this, and it eventually went to our man, Joe. Matchup 2 then, and we've got Ron Harper versus Ayo Dosunmu. Now, for our second battle, we have 2 players who earned respect by doing the little things. Defense, hustle, sacrifice, winning basketball. On to scoring then as our first category, and people forget just how good Ron Harper was offensively before he joined the Bulls. He reinvented himself on championship teams, but the scoring talent never disappeared. Harper starts strong. First category goes to Ron Harper. Rebounding then, and neither player fills the stat sheet on the glass, should I say, but Harper consistently found ways to impact winning. This one goes to Ron Harper as well. Then on to playmaking, and Ayo continued to improve every season as a playmaker when he was a Chicago Bull, and continues to do so in his new tenure in the Minnesota Timberwolves team. Harper, though, played that role on championship teams across the board and always knew exactly what the game needed. Yes, this is another category for Ron Harper. defense then. And this is another close discussion. This is probably the one for this entire episode for me, or certainly this matchup. And Ayo is one of Chicago's best perimeter defenders ever, but Ron Harper defended elite guards during a championship dynasty. Ayo earns enormous respect here, but Harper still manages to take the category. On to clutch then. Big moments, playoff basketball, championship pressure. Harper's experience shines through. This is a plain sailing win, I'd say, for Ron Harper. We move then on to basketball IQ, and there are two incredibly smart basketball players here, but Ayo rarely forces the issue. Harper spent years making exactly the right decisions beside Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, and takes another narrow win. This one goes to Harp. Career achievements, and this isn't really a criticism of Ayo. His story is still being written, and Harper's career, well, it speaks for itself. This one goes to Ron Harper. Final result then, and Ron Harper takes it 88-79. And I know it looks like a clean sweep, and it is across the categories, but don't mistake that for an easy matchup. Ayo managed to push Harper in several categories, particularly scoring, defense, and basketball IQ. And sometimes a player can lose every category and still remind you just how bright their future is. And you got to remember, Ayo is still playing in the NBA. Ron Harper has tied a bow on his career and has a lot to show for it. Defining category then in this one was the championship pedigree. It's just Harper's experience at the highest level that managed to separate these two players. So there you have it. Joakim Noah defeats Nikola Vucevic, and Ron Harper gets the better of Ayo Dosunmu. But now it's your turn. Which result do you agree with? Which category would you change? And most importantly, who should battle next? If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Bulls Without Borders, and check out the previous Battlegrounds episodes if you haven't already. The battle cards have spoken. Now, it's over to you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time in BWB Battlegrounds.